Welcome to Christmas in July at the Grassman Chronicles. In this episode, we will take a look at a Japanese snow woman legend, the Yukki-onna, and the abominable snowman, otherwise known as the Yeti. And with this being the Christmas in July episode, one lucky winner can claim themselves a Grassman Chronicles t-shirt, and that comes with a mystery prize. We're going to have details later in the show, so stay tuned. And I wanted to let everybody know, one part of the deal is you have to be subscribed over at the Grassman Chronicles to enter, okay? Trying to, move things over with the cryptid shows to the Grassman Chronicles. So if you aren't subscribed or if you're watching at the captive desk, that's great. Appreciate everybody. But please try, to get over on the Grassman Chronicles and get some thumbs and some comments and going over there and, everything like that. Help out with the algorithm too, all that kind of good stuff. And I'd appreciate it. Okay. And if anybody wants, I didn't have a guest host today. If anybody wants to join as a guest host, you're welcome to join. We're going to be talking, about some winter related stories here for Christmas in July. Like I say, I'll give you the details later in the show. All right. So I hope you all like my artwork here. We got a cryptid, kind of a Yeti, with the Santa Claus back there. So ho, 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 and all that kind of good stuff, right? I hope everybody's having a good one. And we're going to take a quick here and say hello to everybody. I saw Big Al Trucker. Hello, Al. And Michael and Crystal, always a pleasure. Trees, great to see you, Trees. James is here. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm going to pull up my story now. All right. In the icy realms of Japanese folklore, we have a chilling presence that lurks in the snow-covered landscapes, haunting the wintry nights with an otherworldly beauty and an eerie mystique. Meet the Yukki-onna, a supernatural being whose legend has been woven into the tapestry of Japan's rich cultural heritage. Let's delve into the enigmatic world of the Yukki-onna, exploring the origins, stories, and cultural significance of this haunting winter specter. The Yukki-onna, or Snow Woman, who may also go by such names as Snow Daughter, Snow Girl, Snow Sis, Snow Granny or Snow Nanny, the Snow Hag, and the Snowfall Witch. There are also several names for her that are related to the words for icicles. Legends often depict the Yukki-onna as a strikingly beautiful woman with long flowing hair and an otherworldly presence. Her skin is said to be as pale as the snow itself, and her eyes shine with an icy intensity. Despite her captivating appearance, the Yukki-onna is known for her chilling touch and the ability to freeze those who encounter her with a mere glance. Some legends paint the Yukki-onna as a forsaken woman left to perish in the unforgiving cold, transforming her into a vengeful spirit bound to the winter realms. Others depict her as a celestial maiden descended from the heavens with the snowfall, her otherworldly nature captivating mortals with a glimpse of the divine. Interwoven with regional folklore and Buddhist beliefs, the Yukki-onna becomes a complex symbol, embodying themes of sorrow, unfulfilled desires, and the existential struggle between mortal and supernatural realms. Another legend suggests that the Yukki-onna is the manifestation of the snow itself, given life and sentience by the elemental spirits of winter. In this interpretation, she becomes a guardian spirit, both alluring and dangerous, responsible for maintaining the delicate balance between the beauty and brutality of the season. In some versions of the legend, the Yukki-onna possesses the powers to shapeshift. She may transform into various forms, such as a swirling snowstorm or an elusive animal, allowing her to elude capture and move undetected through the wintry landscapes she calls home. The Yukki-onna is a spectral wanderer, often appearing on snowy nights when the world is blanketed in white. Tales of encounters with this ethereal being vary, but common themes include her sudden appearance in remote mountainous regions or desolate landscapes, where eye contact with the Yukki-onna leads to a tragic fate. Witnesses describe feeling an inexplicable chill in the air before catching a glimpse of the Yukki-onna, who seems to materialize out of the falling snow. One prevalent narrative involves the Yukki-onna approaching travelers lost in a snowstorm. In some versions, she lures them with her beauty, while in others she appears as a helpful stranger, offering warmth and shelter. However, those who succumb to her charm often pay a grave price, as she reveals her true nature by breathing a frosty breath that freezes her victims in their tracks. The Yukki-onna is rumored to wield ancient spells associated with ice and frost. Some stories tell of her ability to create ice barriers or use frozen tendrils to ensnare her victims. Beneath her porcelain exterior lies a supernatural force endowed with mystic abilities. The Yukki-onna's cryogenic touch, illusionary glamour, and control over snow reveal her dominion over winter elements. Icebound spells, a winter's breath, and his shape-shifting abilities further enhance her mystique, transforming her into a formidable force of nature. The Yukki-onna has become more than a mere ghost story. She is a cultural symbol embodying the beauty and danger of winter. In Japanese literature, art, and cinema, the Yukki-onna has been a recurring motif, serving as a metaphor for the harsh and unforgiving aspects of nature. The tale of the Yukki-onna has inspired numerous works, including poetry, kabuki plays, and contemporary films, each exploring the complex emotions associated with beauty, mortality, and the transient nature of life. As the snowflakes continue to dance in the winter winds, the legend of the Yukki-onna endures, captivating the imaginations of those who hear her story, whether a cautionary tale of the dangers that lurk in the cold, or a metaphor for the transient beauty of life. The Yukki-onna remains an enduring figure in Japanese folklore, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural landscape. I want to say hello to Top Tester. Thanks for joining. Good to see y'all. So the Yukki-onna, I think it does embody the beauty and the danger of nature, especially in mountainous regions with snowstorms. Very dangerous, be careful if you're in these areas. Make sure you know what you're doing and watch the weather and all that good stuff, right? Very dangerous. So I can understand these stories. If she's actually running around out there, it does remind me of a lot of ghost stories, a tragic tale, and a spirit trapped in the area, often vengeful. Anybody in the chat has any questions about the Yukki-onna? You can fire them off there. Any comments? And there is the added thing of, using the beauty to lure victims. There's a lot of similar stories and mythologies. Beautiful women entrancing their victims, maybe with just their appearance or their songs. There's a lot of these similar stories. And they do often associate the, can you get her digits? Yeah, right. They often associated with the beauty and the dangers in nature, depending on what environment they're told in, whether in the mountains or maybe in the oceans or something, in the deserts, whatever it would be. So if she's out there, it's very tragic that whatever it was happened to her, and that she's forever saddened by the experience. If ghosts are out there and they are real, it often is a very sad story. Often very young victims and things like this. So you were entranced by a woman once, cost you $50. Such is the way, isn't it? And once again, there's a lot of sightings in wintry areas. There's a lot of things that go into this. I've touched on in some of the stories prior in Grassman Chronicles. When you're at heights, when there's the snow and the blinding light with the sun and blizzard conditions and so many different things, you can see a lot of things. What people are saying, I can't say. But it is easy to understand that, especially in extreme conditions, that people can see a lot of things and attribute tragedies to possibly supernatural causes rather than just a terrible tragedy. And there's Big Al Trucker. Hello, Al. How you doing? Okay, so as I was saying earlier, this is our Christmas in July episode here at the Grassman Chronicles, where everybody's always welcome to join. The link is pinned at the Grassman channel. If anybody wants to hop on, you're welcome to hop on. Just say hi, whatever, that's fine. Anyway, so we're having Christmas in July. Christmas episode was interrupted this year, but never fail. We're going to have our giveaway. So it's very simple. Subscribe at the Grassman Chronicles channel. Okay. I hope everybody is subscribed over there. If you're watching at the captive desk, again, that's great. Appreciate you. But we're trying to get cryptids, going on the Grassman channel, and got future plans already for some upcoming shows with some great guest hosts. So you want to stay tuned. So make sure you get subscribed over there with a bell so you hear about it. Okay. So get subscribed on the Grassman Chronicles. And to enter to win, all you have to do is leave a comment under the video on the Grassman Chronicles channel, not on the captive desk, okay? We want to get the algorithm and all this kind of stuff going too, okay? So, right, everything on the Grassman Chronicles channel. just leave a comment under the video when we're done, and leave in all hail Bigfoot, because everybody knows I like to say all hail Bigfoot, right? So just leave a comment, all hail Bigfoot, if you want to be entered to win a t-shirt, and it'll have this artwork on it. This is my new artwork for the channel. I have my shirt on with my old artwork. I don't even have one of these yet, so you'll be the only person that has one of these first off, okay? So all hail Bigfoot if you want to enter to win. And, you know, you're going to have to give up your address, you know, trust me with it. Okay, sorry. But, yeah, it'll be shipped right to you. And there's going to be a mystery prize, okay? And so all you have to do is subscribe to the Grassman Chronicles, number 1. Number 2, leave an all hail Bigfoot in the comments section under the video if you want to enter to win a t-shirt with this artwork on it. And we can talk about color of shirt and all that kind of stuff in an email, okay? So, and then, I'll give folks a few days. We'll pick a winner in, about a week, okay? So, and I'll pick a name from subscribers at the Grassman Chronicles that left a all hail Bigfoot in the comments section. And one of you will be picked at random. I'll get a hold of you with an email, and we'll hook you up with the only one that I'll have the shirt will be you. I won't get one until you get one, because I haven't even got one yet. So you'll be the first one to have this shirt with this artwork, okay? And you'll be in an exclusive club with only a few of us that have Grassman Chronicles t-shirts. So you'll be joined in the elite club of the Grassman Chronicles. All right. So good luck to you. I hope everybody drops the comment, and again, good luck to you, and we'll talk about it when in about a week. Okay. So I think I covered that. And now we will get back to the show. And I see, hello, Mike is here. Good to see you. Star, hello. Speedy, hello. And Mice, hello. Good to see y'all. I was just telling everybody, get over at the Grassman Chronicles on that channel under the video. Drop a comment, all hail Bigfoot, to enter to win a t-shirt, okay? You can back up a little bit later and check it out, all right? Top Tester, hello. And our second story for Christmas in July is the Yeti. I'll pull my story up. Okay. Nestled amidst the towering peaks of the Himalayas, a creature of legend roams the icy expanses, the Yeti, also known as the abominable snowman. For centuries, tales of this elusive being have captured the imagination of explorers, locals, and skeptics alike, leaving a trail of mystery and speculation in its wake. From the snow-covered slopes of Mount Everest to the remote valleys of Bhutan, sightings of the Yeti have been reported by individuals from diverse backgrounds, fueling both fascination and skepticism. The Yeti is described as an ape-like creature purported to inhabit the Himalayan mountain range in Asia. Western popular culture, the creature is commonly referred to as the abominable snowman. Many dubious articles have been offered in an attempt to prove the existence of the Yeti, including anecdotal, visual sightings, video recordings, photographs, and plaster casts of large footprints. Some of these are speculated or known to be hoaxes. The Yeti is commonly compared to Bigfoot of North America as the two subjects often have similar physical descriptions. Descriptions of the creature vary, but common characteristics include being a large, bipedal, ape-like creature that is covered with brown, gray, or white hair. Some accounts depict it with formidable teeth and a powerful stature, evoking both fear and fascination among those who claim to have encountered it. In Tibetan lore, the Yeti is said to possess three main varieties: the Nyalamo, the Chuti, and the Rangshimbumbo, each with distinct physical attributes and behaviors. So they have three classes of the abominable snowman or the Yeti. And it depends mostly on their color, it seems. I got a fire truck going off. I hope that isn't too annoying. Sorry. Somebody's having an emergency. The term Yeti traces its roots to Tibetan language derived from words meaning rocky and bare, reflecting the creature's reputed habitat and appearance. In regional folklore, the Yeti holds a significant place, often portrayed as a guardian spirit or harbinger of both blessings and misfortune. Its presence is intertwined with the cultural fabric of the Himalayan region, shaping beliefs and traditions for generations. Tibetan Buddhists refer the Yeti as a mystical being capable of both benevolent and malevolent acts, embodying the unpredictable forces of nature. And again, we have the underlying theme of the beauty and unpredictable forces of nature underlying in these stories. Beyond the Himalayas, similar beings are reported in various cultures, each with its own moniker and mythology. From the Chuchinya of Siberian lore to the Migo of Tibetan legend, these entities share common traits with the Yeti, blurring the lines between fact and fiction across geographical boundaries. In Russian folklore, the Chuchinya is an entity said to dwell. I got tongue-tied today. Okay, let's start this again. In Russian folklore, the Chuchinya is an entity said to dwell in Siberia. It has been described as 6 to 7 feet tall and covered with dark hair. According to the native accounts from the nomadic Yukut and Tungus tribes, it is a well-built Neanderthal-like man wearing pelts and bearing a white patch of fur on its forearms. It is said to occasionally consume human flesh. Unlike their close cousins, the Almastus, some witnesses reported seeing a tail on the creature's corpse. It is described as being roughly 6 to 7 feet tall. There are additional tales of large, reclusive, bipedal creatures worldwide, notably including both Bigfoot and the abominable snowman. The name Abominable Snowman was coined in 1921, the year Lieutenant Colonel Charles Howard Bury led the 1921 British Mount Everest reconnaissance expedition, which he chronicled in Mount Everest, the Reconnaissance. In the book, Howard Bury includes an account where he found footprints that he believed were probably caused by a large, loping gray wolf, which in the soft snow, formed double tracks rather than those like a barefooted man. He added that his Sherpa guides, though, at once volunteered that the tracks must be that of the wild man of the snows, to which they gave the name Mitu Kangmi. It translates as man bear. And King Mi translates as snowman. So you have a man bear snowman combination. The use of abominable snowman began when Henry Newman, a longtime contributor to the Statesman in Calcutta, writing under the pen name Kim, interviewed the porters of the Everest reconnaissance expedition. Newman mistranslated the word mito as filthy, substituting the term abominable. Throughout history, explorers and mountaineers have documented encounters with the Yeti, fueling speculation and scientific inquiry. From early sightings by Western travelers in the 19th century to high-profile expeditions led by Sir Edmund Hillary and others in the 20th century, the quest for the abominable snowman has captured the attention of the world. Sir Edmund Hillary, best known for being one of the first climbers to reach the summit of Mount Everest in 1953, was also intrigued by the Yeti legend and led expeditions in search of evidence. In 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay reportedly seeing large footprints while scaling Mount Everest. Hillary would later discount Yeti reports as unreliable. In his first autobiography, Tenzing said that he believed the Yeti was a large ape, and although he had never seen it himself, his father had seen one twice. But in his second autobiography, he said he had become much more skeptical about its existence. We have a bunch of other sightings too. We have 1937, Frank S. Smythe allegedly took a photo of a Yeti footprint. In 1832, James Prinsip's Journal of the Asiatic Study of Bengal published trekker B.H. Hodgson's account of his experience in northern Nepal. His local guide spotted a tall bipedal creature covered with long dark hair, which seemed to flee in fear. Hodgson concluded it was an orangutan. An early record of reported footprints appeared in 1899 in Lawrence Waddell's Among the Himalayas. Waddell reported his guide's description of a large ape-like creature that left the prints, which Waddell thought were made by a bear. Waddell heard stories of bipedal ape-like creatures, but wrote that none, however, of the many Tibetans I have interrogated on this subject could ever give me an authentic case. One of the most superficial investigations, it always resolved into something that somebody heard tell of from somebody else. The frequency of reports increased during the early 20th century when Westerners began making determined attempts to scale the many mountains in the area and occasionally reported seeing odd creatures or strange tracks. In 1925, N.A. Tumbazi, a photographer and member of the Royal Geographic Society, writes that he saw a creature at about 15,000 feet or 4,600 meters near Zimu Glacier. Tumbazi later wrote that he observed the creature from about 200 to 300 yards or 180 to 270 meters for about a minute. About 2 hours later, Tumbazi and his companions descended the mountain and saw the creature's prints, described as similar in shape to those of a man, but only 6 to 7 inches or 150 to 180 millimeters long by 4 inches or 100 millimeters wide. The prints were undoubtedly those of a biped. And we have, during the autumn of 1937, John Hunt and Pasang Sherpa, later Pasang Dawa Lama, encountered footprints on the approaches to and at the Zimu Gap above the Zimu Glacier that were thought to belong to a pair of Yetis. In June of 1944, C.R. Cook, his wife Margaret, and a group of porters encountered very large bipedal prints in soft mud at 14,000 feet or 4,300 meters just below the Singalila Ridge. These prints were strange, with the great toe set back to one side, a first toe also large, and three little toes closely bunched together, which the porters said were of the Jingli Admi, meaning wild man. Again, the references to a wild man. Peter Byrne reportedly finding a Yeti footprint in 1948 in northern Sikkim, India, near the Zimu Glacier, while on holiday from a Royal Air Force assignment in India. Western interest in the Yeti peaked dramatically in the 1950s. While attempting to scale Mount Everest in 1951, Eric Shipton took photographs of a number of large prints in the snow at about 6,000 meters, 20,000 feet above sea level. The footprints had distinct two large toes and three smaller digits close together. These photos have been subject to intense scrutiny and debate. Some argue they are the best evidence of a Yeti's existence, while others contend the prints are those of a mundane creature that have been distorted by the melting snow. During the Daily Mail Snowman Expedition of 1954, the mountaineering leader John Angelo Jackson photographed symbolic paintings of the Yeti at Tengbosh Gompa. Jackson also tracked and photographed many footprints in the snow there, most of which were identifiable. However, there were many large footprints which could not be identified. These flattened footprint-like indentations were attributed to erosion and subsequent widening of the original footprint by wind and particles. Dr. Biswas examined the Pengbosh Yeti scalp during the Daily Mail expedition. On 19 March 1954, the Daily Mail printed an article which described expedition teams obtaining hair specimens from which were alleged to be from the Yeti scalp found in the Pengbosh Monastery. The hairs were black to dark brown in color, and in dim light, a fox red in sunlight, and in dim light, but in sunlight, they kind of looked red. The hair was analyzed by Professor Frederick Wood Jones, who found the hairs were not from a bear or anthropoid ape, but instead from the shoulder of a coarse-haired, hoofed animal. And then this is where it gets interesting. The United States government thought that finding the Yeti was likely enough to create 3 rules for American expeditions searching for it. Obtain a Nepalese permit, do not harm the Yeti except in self-defense, and let the Nepalese government approve any news reporting on the animal's discovery. In 1959, actor James Stewart, while visiting India, reportedly smuggled the so-called Pengbosh hand by concealing it in his luggage when he flew from India to London. There was a lot of, let's say, borrowing of things from these temples and stuff by explorers. And we'll leave it at that. Then, up to the 1960s, belief in the Yeti was relatively common in Bhutan. And in 1966, a Bhutanese stamp was made to honor the creature. So there's a stamp out there for you stamp collectors. In 1970, British mountaineer Don Williams claimed to have witnessed a creature when scaling Annapurna. He reported that he once saw it moving on all fours. In 1983, Himalayan conservationist Daniel C. Taylor and Himalayan naturalist historian Robert L. Fleming led a Yeti expedition into Nepal's Bar-Run Valley, where Yeti footprints were found. Some skulls were collected and confirmed identification of a single species, the Asiatic black bear. In 2004, Henry Gee, editor of the journal Nature, mentioned the Yeti as an example of folk belief deserving further study, writing, "The discovery that Homo florensis survived until so very recently in geological terms makes it more likely that stories of other mythical human-like creatures, such as Yetis, are found on grains of truth." And then in early December 2007, American television presenter Joshua Gates and his team, Destination Truth, reported finding a series of footprints in the Everest region of Nepal, resembling descriptions of the Yeti. Each of the footprints measured 33 centimeters, 13 inches in length, with 5 toes that measured a total of 25 centimeters, or about 9.5 inches across. Casts were made of the prints for further research. On July 25, July 2008, the BBC reported that hairs collected in the remote Garo Hills had been analyzed at Oxford Brookes University in the UK by primatologist Anna Nakaris and microscopy expert John Wells. These initial tests were inconclusive, but analysis has since revealed that the hair came from the Himalayan goral, a bovine species. In 1986, South Tyrolean mountaineer Reinhold Messner claimed in his autobiography, My Quest for the Yeti, that the Yeti is actually the endangered Himalayan brown bear, also called the Tibetan blue bear, which can walk both upright or on all fours. Despite decades of research and exploration, conclusive evidence of the Yeti's existence remains elusive. Scientific investigations have yielded inconclusive results, with DNA analysis of hair samples often proving inconclusive or pointing to known species such as bears. Controversies persist, with skeptics questioning the validity of eyewitness testimonies and purported evidence. Yet, the allure of the Yeti continues to captivate the imagination, with ongoing expeditions and inquiries seeking to unravel the truth behind the legend. Some of the proposed explanations are the misidentification of Himalayan wildlife. It's been proposed as the explanation for some of the Yeti sightings, including the chuti, a langur monkey living at lower altitudes, the Tibetan blue bear, or the Himalayan brown bear, also known as the Himalayan red bear. Similarly, it is possible that sightings have been deliberate hoaxes. The late great James Randi noted that convincing costumes of gorillas or other apes have been used in films, which are more convincing than any representations of the Yeti provided by believers. Randy also argued that there would need to be many creatures in order to maintain the gene pool, and given the proposed size of the Yeti, it is hard to imagine that they have been so elusive if they are real. So as the debate over the Yeti's existence rages on, one thing remains certain. The allure of the abominable snowman continues to captivate imaginations and inspire curiosity. Whether a mythical creature born of folklore or a genuine biological enigma lurking in the remote corners of the Himalayas, the legend of the Yeti endures as a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown. I want to check the chat. Hold on. I don't have a producer. I gotta do this all by myself. I just wanted to scroll back up. Otangelo. Hey, you know what? I'll give you that one. You know, you can get yours in. Go ahead. There you go. I'll let you have that one. All right. we have fun here, okay? Hello, Lupin. How you doing? Let's see. No evidence other was them to say they are not present or even the same species. Yeah, it's you know, these are things for experts to test with DNA. And as far as who would win, it's always Bigfoot, you know. But there seems to be, a lot of bear hair, which a lot of Bigfoots are bear hair. A lot of bear sightings of Bigfoots might be bears, Yeti sightings. I think that's what you're trying to ask. We can't get Otangelo to understand atheism, Al. Maybe we'll get him to understand Bigfoot. So we'll take small victories. Being of Northern European descent, genetics would seem to suggest I'm part Neanderthal. Yeah, a lot of people have Neanderthal in them. Those are, again, lost tribes of Neanderthals running around somewhere would fall back to you'd have to have enough for a population, which was James Randi's comment. So there's always the problem with a solo creature, unless you're just gonna claim it's supernatural. If it's supernatural, I guess you can have just one for any amount of time. It can live forever. But if it's a real unknown large primate, then it falls back onto biology and genetics. You've got to have enough in the population to keep it going. So I like to point out there's a lack of roadkill. And we seem to run over about everything else. People hitting moose and everything, they can't avoid them, right? So no roadkill. And Star and Robin. Hello, Robin. Good to see you. Big Al says, I happen to also be extremely skeptical of these. Also, yet a natural primate that exists hidden from other primates isn't isn't as ludicrous as all gods ever suggest. There's always an argument for unknown species. However, most of the unknown species tend to be small ones that are hidden a little easier, not very large populations of very large species. So the argument is there that they find new species all the time, but look it up. It's often something real small that lives underneath a leaf, that you walk right past all the time. So. Robin's pup is in a cone. Hope this all gets better. The alien. Oh, we're going to have aliens coming up too. That's going to become upcoming in a show. We'll see you later, Robin. Checks out Bigfoot is a cow. He broke my couch. And actually, Trees and we covered a show, and it seems that cows are a lot hairier than I thought they were. That's something I learned. There's a lot of cow hairballs out there that are claimed to be Bigfoot, and I guess possibly some Yeti hairs. So they're pretty hairy, I guess. So that's something I learned doing the show. Very possible it's a cow hairball. And it's good to see everybody for stopping by. And James says, the Shroud of Yeti is real. Well, I'll give all hail Bigfoot to that one. And Tangelo, you're going to have to prove the Shroud of the Yeti is not real. Okay. Al had his DNA tested, and people who make clothing, gloves, hats, and boots are all convinced I'm effing huge. Yep, we've seen you, Al. You're a big man. We're not gonna argue that on the Grassman Chronicles. That's confirmed. Tons of mice is dropping a lot of funnies. Appreciate it in the chat. Yeah, it's more likely in the grand scheme. Her name's Jane Goodall, the chimpanzee lady. She said if any of the cryptids were to be proven to be real, she would like it to be a Bigfoot, or which would be similar to the Yeti and other. Depending where you are in the world, they have different names, but she would like it to be a Bigfoot that was actually discovered. So even somebody that spends all their time out there and never saw one, I guess we all have a little bit in us that it would be neat to find one of these things, a little magic to the world, right? It would be fascinating, I think. So I'm open to it, right? If there's a Yeti or a Bigfoot out there and it's proven, that I think that would be great. It would be neat. Yeah, cows can sure make some big hairballs, I'm sure. Well, I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody in the chat and the good fun comments going on. Hey, hello, Jasper. It's good to see you. So, once again, these stories seem to have a connection with the beauty and the danger in these snowy areas. And I was thinking, these creatures seem to live a very sad and lonely existence, and it's cold, on top of it all, you're cold all the time, it's got to be miserable. No offense to Al up there in Canada. So I was wondering, maybe there could be a happily ever after to this story after all. So I got a little creative. And I was thinking, what if the snow woman and the snowman who are cold and lonely? I thought, what if, right? So imagine, if you will, a twilight realm where the frost-laden peaks of the Himalayas hold secrets older than time itself. In this frozen expanse, a gentle giant known as the Yeti wanders around, his heart weighed down by a solitude as cold as the icy winds that whip through the mountains. Far to the north, in a land of eternal snow, the Yukki-onna, a mystical spirit of ice and snow, drifts alone, her ethereal beauty matched only by the loneliness that haunts her steps. Maybe on one fateful day, a fierce blizzard sweeps across these icy realms, carrying with it its sense of destiny. Drawn together by an inexplicable force, the Yeti and the Yukki-onna cross paths atop a secluded peak. Their initial caution melts away as they recognize kindred spirits in each other, forging a connection that defies the frigid air around them. Together, they create a dazzling palace of ice and snow. They explore the mountains hand in hand, each adventure deepening their bond. The Yukki-onna enchants the Yeti with stunning ice sculptures and dancing snowflakes, while the Yeti's gentle nature and kindness provide a grounding warmth. Their love story spreads warmth and happiness throughout the cold, lonely mountains, transforming their once desolate existence. In this ever-evolving world of folklore, where stories are passed down through generations, perhaps the Yukki-onna and the Yeti's unwritten love story awaits its moment to be embraced by those captivated by the mysteries of winter. The dance between snowflakes and shadows may yet reveal a tale of love that defines the boundaries of tradition, adding a touch of warmth to the icy realms where beauty and danger coalesce. A love story as timeless and enduring as the legends themselves. May they find happiness. Thanks everyone for joining. Don't forget to enter to win. If you missed it, you can back up and check it out. Basically, subscribe at the Grassman Chronicles to win. And as we wrap this video up, drop down in the comments section, leave an all hail Bigfoot, and you'll be entered to win a Grassman t-shirt. And I will bring the artwork back up. You'll be the one and only one to have this t-shirt. I don't even have one yet, okay? This is my new artwork for the channel. And all you have to do is subscribe. You have to be a subscriber at the Grassman Chronicles. And yes, I'm trying to get in the algorithm and get the things and the views and the subs going over there so we can have our cryptid stories going on at the Grassman Chronicles. So please, I appreciate if you're on with the captive desk, but because you also drop over to the Grassman Chronicles, subscribe there, and drop an all hail Bigfoot in the comments section under this video. to enter to win. And we'll talk about, you can get whatever color you want, I guess, that they offer. And it'll have this photo, this artwork on it. And it'll also come with a mystery prize that's related. And of those who comment, all hail Bigfoot under the video on the Grassman Chronicles channel and are a subscriber. We're going to promote the channel, okay? Help me out. I'll pick one lucky winner from the names that enter there. And you'll have to give me an address, obviously. We'll talk about it in private in an email. Tobin, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Love you, man. And you can be the one-of-a-kind only owner of this artwork on a t-shirt. Again, I don't even have one yet. I'm wearing my old artwork tonight. But this one here will be one of a kind. And it's for the Christmas in July. Thanks to subscribers. And again, trying to push everything over to the Grassman Chronicles channel. So I appreciate all the help. And again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, drop the comment, all hail Bigfoot. Help me out, and I'll help you out by giving one of you a little help back, okay? Because I appreciate everybody out there. And with that, don't forget, if you like shows like these, drop a like, drop a comment, share it around to other people who might be interested in cryptids, subscribe with a bell, get notified for future videos. And I hope to see you all then. Thanks.